line wind damage, and there was also tornado damage, the worst right to the east of I-35, just south of downtown Jarrell. So strong EF1, max winds 100 miles per hour on the EF scale. For EF1s, it goes 86 to 110. 4-mile path on the ground for 7 minutes. All right, so here we go again. Let's hope we don't have a repeat of what happened Monday night, but make sure you've got a way to get watches, warnings, and advisories. And an atypical time. We're talking Friday morning for this potential round of strong to severe thunderstorms. I've hoisted a weather alert. Currently, low risk of severe storms to the west before sunrise and to the east after sunrise. I think the Austin area and up and down I-35 will be filled in and included in the risk as well. Here's what I'm thinking. Biggest concern, damaging winds. Tornadoes can't be ruled out. Flooding, possible. Hail, unlikely. Here's a look at possible flooding with some areas that could see more than 1 inch, but the overall trend will be the heaviest rain out in our easternmost areas, a 90% chance of rain. Here's the upper level system. It's going to be swirling around through the Lone Star State, basically just adding energy to the system. That's going to be a Pacific cold front swinging on through. Tomorrow morning when you walk outside, crisp, cool, jacket worthy, beautiful. Through the day, we'll see cloud cover increase. High temperature tomorrow, 81 degrees. We stay mainly dry through tomorrow night. It's not until early, perhaps before sunrise, into the hill country where storms start to develop with that front on the approach. Heaviest storms rolling through, perhaps during the morning rush, which is the worst possible time, continuing to the east and finally. Hello, what's going on? It's Chicago Windler, and I must be honest, I haven't done the proper Chicks chats through this way in a while. So here we go. Let's talk about this upcoming severe weather threat. Right now, I'm anticipating that we could see severe thunderstorms roll in on Friday early in the morning. Morning rush hour potentially could be affected. So just keep that in mind as a possibility. All right, so let's step through the upcoming forecast. First things first, it's going to be a beautiful day. Hi, Thomas, how you doing? And I actually see your comment. It's working. This is something I was trying to troubleshoot. I actually got blocked from Facebook in the process of trying to get it to set up, and I think I got it, so I'm pretty happy now. 81 degrees, mostly sunny skies for your Thursday, looking great as we head toward Friday. That's where we've got that potential for showers and storms. Some could be on the strong side, a weather alert for the morning hours. Then as we look ahead toward the weekend, it's going to be a blustery and cool Saturday. Sunday looking sunny and gorgeous. Halloween, spectacular, or let me rephrase that, spooktacular. And then as we make our way toward Tuesday as well as Wednesday, right now there's a possibility we could see some more rain on Tuesday. It's not set in stone at this time. All right, so let's take a quick look back. The Jarrell EF1 tornado, the National Weather Service completed its survey, and the storm did cause damage to about 72 structures at last count as it made its way just before 9 p.m., just starting to the southwest and west of Jarrell and ending to the south. There was also straight line wind damage in Jarrell and points eastward. But to give you an idea of what the National Weather Service findings were, a strong EF1. On the enhanced Fujita scale, an EF1 tornado has winds anywhere from 86 to 110 miles per hour. In this case, 100 miles per hour was the peak wind gust. On the ground from 8:46 to 8:53 p.m. with a 4-mile path and a maximum width of 150 yards. There was one injury. There was a tractor-trailer truck that was turned on its side, apparently minor injuries. So I'm pleased to say that there were no significant injuries and certainly no fatalities, so that we have to be thankful for. Now we look ahead. Another storm chance is on the way. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center hasn't yet filled in the Austin area in a low severe weather risk, but I think that's going to change. I'm kind of operating under the idea that all of us will be under at least a 1 out of 5 severe weather threat. Wouldn't shock me to see some areas in a level 2 threat as we get closer. When is this all going to take place? Friday morning. Right now, I think that the highest potential is going to be for damaging winds. I've got it in the low range, but past the at the top of the low range, if you will. Isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Flooding and hail will also be possibilities. All right, so in addition to this, a little bit of flooding rain can't be ruled out. Most areas should be able to take this with no problems. Ray, hello. Thank you for checking in tonight. I'm so glad I can actually see your comments. Those of you who were tuning in on Monday when I was streaming during Austin Burke's tornado coverage, I was off that night. I was technically on vacation. But I was aware that the Facebook comments that were popping up were not the ones that you guys were typing in. They were from the CBS Austin feed. So I worked diligently to get it to where I can actually see your feed whenever you chime in and say hello. All right, so rainfall totals expected to be highest to the east of I-35, less in the hill country. Let's face it, we'll take every little drop we can get. We need it so very desperately. On the other hand, it is unlikely that even if we do get the rain, that we will be able to break the drought. Look at that big, do you see that pinwheeling big orange blob? This is looking at an upper level low, basically a big disturbance at the upper levels. And this is what you can basically say will be pivoting through the Lone Star State, adding energy for potential storms. Chris Bennett, what's going on? You say from cold Washington State. Yeah, we're going to get the weather that you had pushed through, that same low, moving right through into our area by the time we reach Friday. And then everything quiets down as we look ahead to the weekend and next week. So first thing in the morning, temperatures right now, they are already cooling off. By morning will be the 40s to near 50 degrees for most of our area. Then as we push our way through the afternoon hours, high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s, a little breezy by afternoon. You might notice a tad bit more humidity as well. Now let's talk about the severe weather potential. First thing in the morning, probably before sunrise, the first storms are going to start to develop out in the western hill country. We'll still be mainly dry in the Austin area. Then, as we work through time, here we go, around 7:30 in the morning. Unfortunately, terrible timing, sunrise, people getting the commute started, school bus, arriving for some of the kiddos. And unfortunately, we could have a line of strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through at the same time. Hi, Marion Giddings. How are you? Thanks for checking in. David, hello to you as well. And John, how are you? And we've got Abel and Hanson finally out of Facebook jail. I love it. I love it. Nice to see you all. It's great. All right, so as we look ahead to 8:30 in the morning on Friday, the storms push east of I-35, moving through places like Elgin and Bastrop and Lockhart. And then finally, by about 9:30 in the morning, they'll be pushing across our easternmost communities along Highway 77 from Lee County down toward Fayette County and beyond. It's going to be pretty quick in, pretty quick out. The rest of the days should be dry, blustery, and cooler. Laura, looking forward to a stormy morning, but you don't commute. Yeah, it'd be a good sleeping in morning, except for those of us who are parents who have to get their kids up for school, or those of you who have to make a trek to commute for your morning. How much rain? Well, it all depends. Some computer models are suggesting as much as an inch or two in spots. Others are saying less than an inch. This particular one is bringing very little to the hill country and areas to the north and west of Austin, and really picking up on the rainfall once you head to the south and east. But we shall see. In general, the overriding theme will be yes to rain, possible to severe thunderstorms, and let's hope we don't have anything like what happened in Gerald the other night. John says, nice shout out to Bastrop weather. Love it, love it. All right, so Hanson says, loving the weather. I know today was incredibly perfect fall. Fantastic. Just amazing. David, thank you so much. 61 degrees the current temperature. Our high temperature today made it up to 76. And as you can see, some of the cool spots already dropping fast. Look at Florence down to 49 degrees. So it will be another chilly night, especially given the fact that our winds out of the southeast will be generally on the light side. So overnight lows, 40s to around 50 or so in Austin. And then we quickly warm things up. It's going to be a great day for Thursday. Anything you have playing outdoors, clouds increasing late, high temperature 81 degrees. And of course, then that swings us around to our storm system. Then as we look ahead to next week, I mentioned that it's kind of an on again, off again. Computer models don't really agree, I should say, on whether we get any rain on Tuesday. I will tell you, Halloween looks safe. Halloween week looks like it's going to be dry, no issues at all. But take a look. On Tuesday, this particular computer model is actually blossoming in a decent little amount of storms activity. But other computer models say, no, it stays way out in the Gulf of Mexico. So this is kind of one of those things where at this stage of the game, it's so far out that I don't really have much confidence. So I've only got a 20% rain chance in there. As we showed you earlier, the 7-day rainfall potential is pretty hefty for the easternmost areas. And look at this. The highest rainfall totals may well be across areas like Dallas, down to Waco, and into East Texas. So some parts of the Lone Star State are going to actually see a good deal of rain. Charles, what's up? Nice to see you. Good to have you on board at this late hour. Highs in the 40s, says Chris Bennett. That's up in the Pacific Northwest. Hanson says, hey, same here. All right, and John says, love the enthusiasm. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I do. I really do love the weather. It's kind of crazy that even on days off and even on, like, no matter where I am, I'm always that curious girl that looks up and sees the clouds and wonders about the weather, and it's definitely a lot of fun. Let's see, Hanson says, how's the weather supposed to be around Hamilton, Texas? That is what, northwest, probably 2 or 3 counties northwest, if I'm not mistaken. You said you took off for work for your grandfather's memorial. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your grandfather. So overall, Saturday is going to be a windy to breezy day with partly cloudy skies, pretty much across the board. I have a feeling up in Hamilton, it may only be in the upper 60s for highs, because I'm forecasting 72 here. Wouldn't shock me if it's only in the 60s there. I hope everything goes well for the service. That's tough. I feel for you. All right, with that, we are officially done. Thanks, guys, for checking in. I am thrilled to pieces that I actually got your comments to pop up, although, because sometimes I feel like I'm like almost blind. I do wear contacts, but I got the magnifying glass. Maybe I need to start using the magnifying glass so I can read your comments more easily. I feel like I have to like lean over and like, yeah. Or I can make the font really big, but if I make the font really big, then not as many of your comments pop up, which means I miss some of them because they scroll up and then I miss what you said. But anyway, we're making progress. This is good. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Take care. Any of you who were affected by the Gerald storms or any other storm damage, let's hope we don't have a repeat on Friday. The things that the Friday situation have going against it is that typically mornings are not prime time for severe thunderstorms. Also, we're not going to have the amount of humidity in advance of the system that we did on Monday. You know how it was like air you could wear, it was grossly humid. There will be some humidity, just not quite as much. So there's some factors that are kind of against us seeing nasty, awful storms Friday. But then there are others, like that big pinwheeling low that I showed you, that basically say, nope, take this seriously. So we're going to proceed with that in mind. All right. I'm out. Have a great night. We'll talk to you again later on. And as always, you can check out our website, cbsaustin.com, for the latest.